Rameshwaram, a small island just off the coast in Tamil Nadu, South India, is one of the Char Dhams, or 4 holy places in each of the cardinal directions of India. Simply by seeing this holy place, a person can get free from the bondage of this material world. Going on pilgrimage to Rameshwaram gives one virtues similar to those attained by performing all holy activities, and one who takes a dip in the sea at Rameshwaram attains to the spiritual world. Rameshwaram has a population of around 40,000. The most famous person born in modern times in Rameshwaram is Dr. Abdul Kalam, an ex-president of India. Many hundreds of thousands of pilgrims visit here every year, not simply for the beauty and peacefulness of Rameshwaram, but particularly to perform religious rites. In the past, pilgrimage was an arduous undertaking by walking and then crossing the Pamban channel separating the mainland from the island, crossing that by boat. But nowadays, most people come by bus or by train. The religious significance of Rameshwaram derives from the visit of Lord Ram here, many thousands of years ago. As related in the Ramayana, the great demon king Ravana stole the wife of Lord Ram, named Sita Devi, and took her to his island fortress of Lanka, which is just 40 kilometers from Rameshwaram, over the sea. Ram went there and killed Ravana and took back Sita, and then he arrived back in Rameshwaram by the Pushpak Vimana, a swan-shaped airplane. Arriving in Rameshwaram, he met the sage Agastya and asked him that, "My dear sage, what should I do that I have killed Ravana, who, although a great demon by nature, was born of a Brahmana father, so I have committed the sin of killing a Brahmana." Agastya advised Lord Ram to install a Shiva Linga and worship that here, and in this way you will get freed from that terrible sin. Of course, Lord Ram is not subject to any sin, but he is showing the ideal of proper behavior for all human society. So Hanuman, the great monkey attendant and helper of Lord Ram, had been sent away to bring a Shiva Linga, but the auspicious time for worship was about to pass away, so instead Sita Devi made a Shiva Linga from sand, and the worship was conducted with that. In the meantime, Hanuman came with the Shiva Linga, and he became a little disturbed that all my effort has gone in vain, and so he wanted to pull away that Shiva Linga that had been made from sand by Sita Devi. He wrapped his tail around it, but that Shiva Linga made by Sita was so strong that instead of the Shiva Linga being destroyed, Hanuman's tail actually fell off. And that's one of the especially sacred sites here in Rameshwaram, the temple of Puchheen Hanuman, which means Hanuman without a tail. In the past, there used to be great controversy between the worshippers of Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu as to who is supreme, and the worshippers of Lord Shiva would cite Lord Rama's worshipping Lord Shiva here at Rameshwaram as evidence that Shiva is superior to Vishnu. However, this should be understood as the Leela or pastime of Lord Ram, in which he is acting as a human being, and in that way he's showing others how they should respect Lord Shiva. Lord Ram is the Supreme Lord, but out of affection for his devotee and respect for his devotee, Lord Shiva, he may also worship him. So there's no need of misunderstanding this. We arrived in Rameshwaram by train. We entered the small town of Rameshwaram, which is centered on the Ramanatha Swami temple, which is a temple of Lord Shiva. Rameshwaram is unique among holy places inasmuch as it is sacred both to Shaivas, worshippers of Lord Shiva, and Vaishnavs, worshippers of Vishnu, Rama. Here in Rameshwaram, worship of Shiva and of Ram goes on side by side. The magnificent gopurams or entrance towers dominate the town. After resting, we started the next day at sunrise to perform many of the rituals that Lord Ram himself had performed. The first ritual to be performed is bathing at Agni Tirtham, which means the sea beach just opposite the main entrance of the temple. Pilgrims from all over India bathe here and offer pindadan, which means a special ritual of making offerings to release their deceased forefathers from sinful life and give them an opportunity to attain material enjoyment. Just as Sita made a Shiva Linga from sand so many thousands of years ago, so the ladies will do so also today, and the priests, expert in rituals, guide the pilgrims through the process as their forefathers have done for generations of pilgrims throughout many thousands of years in the past. Early morning bathing is refreshing and healthy and makes one fit for worshipping the Lord, and when done at a holy place like this Agni Tirtham, removes all the sins of previous births. That's only the first bath. Rameshwaram is a place where people do a lot of bathing as Lord Ramachandra did. There are 22 places inside the temple for bathing, so I go with my wet bathing clothes straight from the sea into the temple. Each of the 22 bathing places has its own name, its own history, and its own significance. And the system for bathing is to walk from one to the next. And at each place, the guide pulls up the water and throws it over you. The history of this temple is as old as the Ramayana itself, because the worship was first established by Lord Ramchandra Bhagavan. For many years, the worship was conducted in a simple thatched cottage structure, and eventually in the 12th century of the Christian era, a solid granite structure was established by a king of Sri Lanka. Gradually, other kings added more and more stone structures until it became a big temple like it is now. The kings of Ramanathapuram, which is about 50 kilometers away from here, they especially, over the generations, added to the glory of this temple, and in that way added to their own glory. This is the third corridor. This is the most spectacular and well-known and most famous part of this temple. There are quite a few temples in South India boast a 1,000-pillar hall. 1,000 is said, but some have 700 pillars, some have 900 pillars. This one has more than 1,000. This has 1,212 pillars, and it was established fairly recently, within the last 200 years. Important members of the temple community are the two elephants. Here's the eldest. He can sure eat a lot of bananas, and he gives blessings by placing his trunk on pilgrims' heads.
My name is John Hack, and this is my wife Hildegard. We are coming from Austria, from Europe, and we are here now in South India to see the culture. After we have seen the northern part of India, now we want to see the southern parts and the southern temples. They are different to the culture in the north. We have been in the Himalaya area, and now we are deep in the south of India. And we are very appreciated about the temples here, and this is the last one on our trip. It's not usual to come here because it is a place where tourists normally not come. But we like to go on places where the inhabitants are going, where they are worshipping, and that is the reason why we are here, and we find it very nice here and we like it.
Waiting at the entrance for pilgrims to pet them and feed them bananas are some cows. The bazaar outside the temple is a bit different from that found in most Indian towns. There are seashells and handicrafts and tourist remembrances, pictures of Rameshwaram. There are flowers and fruits and plates for offering. Around the island are many shrines and smaller holy places connected with the glorious pastimes of Lord Ram. We're at Ram Jharoka. This is the highest point on the island of Rameshwaram, and Ramchandra Bhagavan came here from this place. He planned out the whole invasion of Lanka. And here today, there's a small temple with the lotus feet of Lord Ramachandra marking that spot, and all the time throughout the year, so many pilgrims are coming and visiting. And from 3 kilometers away you can have darshan of the temple. So in this way, people are coming from all over India to see this beautiful spiritual scenery. India's got the best scenery, the best history, the best Bhagavan. Jai Shri Ram. There's a beautiful small temple of Ram with Sita and Lakshman here at the site of Ramakunda. This is Ramakunda. After bathing in 22 bathing places inside the temple, Lord Ram came here and a temple was made for him here, and this bathing place or kund was made for him here. Now the special attraction of this place, this is pretty heavy, you wouldn't think this is going to float, would you? Well, it's famous that Lord Ram, he went from Rameshwaram to Lanka on a bridge of floating stones. Whoever heard of floating stones? Well, have a look at this. Here's your floating stone. All glories to Lord Ramchandra Bhagavan. That's about what? 10, 12 kilos, something like that? This is Lakshman Kund. Lakshman, of course, is the brother and devoted attendant of Lord Ram. This is Panchamukhi Hanuman. Hanuman in a special form with 5 heads. Back to the main temple of Ramanath Swami in the evening for a special festival with a golden chariot which is pulled around the corridor of the temple, and the deity of Parvati, the wife of Lord Shiva, is serenaded in this ceremony. Right at the end of the island is Dhanushkoti. There's no proper road to go there, only the roughest of vehicles can go through it. This was a village, but a cyclone in 1964 devastated it and it never was rebuilt. When we came, there was no one around on the land. Just out at sea was a hovercraft of the Indian Coast Guard hovering past pretty quickly, and a few fishing boats out a little distance at sea. So here we are at the end of the world. This is Dhanushkoti, otherwise known as Setu Bandha. And in the Puranic history, the ancient history of India, this is considered the end of India, as exemplified by the saying, Ahimalaya Setu Bandha. It means India is complete from the Himalayas to Setu Bandha, which means here. Now generally we think that Kanyakumari, which is the southernmost point of India, that is the end of India, but according to the Puranic perspective, this is it. This is the place where on the one side there's the Indian Ocean, which in the Puranas is called Ratnaka, or the place of jewels. And on the other side is the Bay of Bengal, Mahodadhi in Puranic name, which means the great water. And the meeting place is here, Dhanushkoti, where the two come together. It's also called Setu Bandha. It means this is the place where Lord Ram Bhagavan, he made the bridge. And it's also called Dhanushkoti because after the Lanka war, and it was all over, the fighting was over, there was no more need for that bridge. Then on the request of Vibhishana, Lord Ram, with his bow, he broke that bridge. You won't see it anymore. You can only see it from the satellite nowadays. They can see the sunken stones. The stones which are floating are now sunk. So he was saying it's the end of the world, and it really feels like that because it's really a remote spot. But surprisingly, even though it's the end of the world, or maybe for that reason, so many people have come here in the past, including, I just mentioned Lord Ram and Vibhishana and all his monkey soldiers. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he also came. Lord Balaram, when he was going all around India performing pilgrimage. One of the most auspicious places in the whole of Bharat, in the whole of India, especially for bathing, because the water of the sea, there's one sea and another sea, they're meeting, and the sea water is considered very auspicious. Apart from itself being auspicious, all the great rivers, they flow into the sea, so it's highly auspicious. And so many great sages in the past, and ordinary people also, pious people, have come here for bathing, and taking bath here absolves all the sins accumulated for many lives together. And as so many great persons have taken bath in the past here, I'd also like to do so. The biggest festival of the year is Shivratri. Shiva means Lord Shiva, and Ratri means night. This is the night on which Lord Shiva was born. To celebrate it, the temple is decorated at night with many beautiful lights. During the day, a procession is taken out on a very long, high chariot with the deities of Lord Shiva and Parvati. Not only the deities and the chariots are well decorated, but the elephants get special decoration today too. They probably get some special food. They're probably pretty happy with that. It's a day for pulling the chariot. Those who participate in this feel themselves blessed. They don't feel themselves to be like some laborers, but it's a great privilege to be able to pull the chariot of the Lord and thus take His blessings. Eventually they're taken to the sea at Agni Tirtha. "64 kilometers from Rameshwaram is another important temple visited by many pilgrims who come to Rameshwaram. This is at Tirupulani and is the temple of Adi Jagannath, which means the original form of the Lord of the universe. It's a Vishnu temple, and it marks the spot where Vibhishana, who was the brother of Ravana, came and offered himself in service, surrendered himself to Lord Rama. Back to Rameshwaram, on the material side, something worth seeing are the two bridges that span the 2 kilometers between the mainland and the island. One is the cantilever railway bridge and the other is the road bridge. The incoming pilgrim gets a wonderful view of the island, including the fishing boats, which, apart from the tourism, you could call it, connected with the pilgrimage. The fishing industry is the other staple of the economy of Rameshwaram. It's a strange mix, very spiritual on one side and fishing on the other, but that's it. Spiritual life and material life go on side by side, and everyone's got to choose which side they prefer. I prefer the spiritual side. All glories to Lord Rama and Lord Shiva of Rameshwaram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.